Welcome back in, everybody, to the No Name Show. I'm your host, Lawton Swan. Glad to be here with you, as always, live 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday evenings here live on Vocal. Appreciate everybody being with us. The way you can watch the archive editions of the show is on YouTube, youtube.com/LSwan Media. That's ELSWANN Media. So youtube.com/LSwan Media is the way you can take part in the program. Throughout the program, feel free to tweet to us at hashtag no name. That's hashtag KNOWNAME. On Twitter, you can do that and take part in the program. Lots of other good stuff coming for you here on the program. We're going to talk a little bit about the Olympics. As always, you can't avoid them at this time. I mean, that's everything going on. Every channel, basically 4 channels, if you have DirecTV at least, give you Olympic coverage plus everything that you get online. So, I mean, there's a whole bunch to get to here on the program. We're going to spend probably 35, 40 minutes with you, nothing big. If you are a follower of the program and if you take part in the show normally, then you are well aware of the fact that the way we do this show is that it's a hodgepodge operation. It can be sports, it can be tech, it can be, I guess, what do you call TMZ and all that? Reality, television, celebrity gossip. I mean, there's no dead set format. I don't think anybody's going to be upset if we don't exactly follow a script here. We try to stay a little bit more wide open. I send you out with goals. I give you goals every once in a while, things I'd like for you to do for us. I mean, I can do stuff by myself, but every once in a while, it's kind of nice to say to you guys, hey, can you help me out with this? Can you help me out with that? And finally, I didn't get a whole lot of response from people because I don't think you see this that often, but I will tell you, I did finally spot a iPad being used for video consumption and recording in the wild. Now, if you don't remember this, a few weeks back here on the program, we kind of put it out there to everybody. How many people have you ever seen? How many people have you seen publicly using an iPad to videotape, to show other people stuff in public other than, movies? I'm talking people literally being out in the public and pulling this device out to record, to say, I'm going to capture this most important moment in my child's life, this big event. I mean, because it's a great device, and rumors and speculation are out there that the iPad, of course, and Apple, I should say, are coming out with a newer device that is going to be the iPad mini. It's going to be between an iPhone and an iPad. And I can see the very good benefits of having something like that. I don't think anybody would knock the benefits of having something like that. But I can tell you, seeing an iPad in the wild is a strange occurrence. And it really does not happen all that often. And what we're going to do here, if we can pick this up, we're going to go with the picture in the picture. It takes me just a minute every once in a while to try and remember exactly how to do this. We're going to catch a specific area of the screen, and here you go. Here is a picture, live in effect, of a lady at the zoo using an iPad in the wild. You do not see this every day, people. This is not an everyday occurrence in my life. Maybe it is in yours. Perhaps you see that all the time where you are from. I get it if you pull out the iPhone to capture a big moment. I get it if you pull out a camcorder even, which that'll be a term we probably won't hear very much, camcorder. I understand that. But I can't imagine going around. Look at the size purse this lady has to carry. A nice purse, too, I might add. Yeah, I'm not exactly excited about that purse. I hope you can tell. Is that a toucan?
Good grief.
Who has a toucan? You take that to the. You look like you stole that from the little merchandising store. We call it the gift shop there at the zoo. But there is an iPad in the wild, and I caught it. I told my wife, there's an iPad in the wild. We've got to get that picture. That's a no-name show picture. Got to put that up for the people, for the masses to see and enjoy. Now, we have moved up the rankings again here on Vocal. Amazingly, as some of you might say when you watch the show, amazingly, how does he manage to do it? Well, we put in a good bit of effort here on the program. That's one thing for sure. But definitely do everything we can. Let's see if we can get rid of this. Clear that. There we go. Do everything we can to give you a pretty good show, and look forward to having more of you along the ride with us here for the remainder of the program. I know it's a little bit difficult at times for some people to come on and take part in the program because of the scheduling. You know, doing a show at 10 p.m., whether that's Eastern, Western, or English at British time, it's still going to be difficult for people to come in. So our numbers are always low on this program, but that's no excuse for me not to put on a good show for you. Just because we don't have a whole lot of people that are involved in the program doesn't mean that I can't make this a good show. Number 2 rated broadcaster on Vocal still. Just ahead of Reality Steve, who I finally caught, but that Jack Douglas is one elusive rascal. We have done everything we can to run him down, and no matter what we do, no matter what I've tried to do, that Jack Douglas always slips through my fingers. Go! I cannot get my hand on him, but I'm coming. As I told you weeks ago, football season is right around the corner, and that's where we get our bread buttered, right here. You see that? College football season. It's all about rivalries. It's all about hatred. But not the Olympics so much. The Olympics, you know, when you have the badminton scandal, has become this honest, it's a very honest sport. And I like that about it. I like the humble nature, the fact you can't really argue. You have to be careful what you do. The sportsmanship is almost held to the same esteem as the level of competition. How sportsmanlike are you? And we've seen some really cool things go down. The biggest issue I've had with it all, though, and I'll continue to stand by this, is NBC tape delaying everything. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that Grandpa and Grandma may not understand how to program their DVR. They couldn't figure out their VCR. The DVR is much easier. They probably can't figure that out. They're going to drive you crazy trying to figure it out. But 75% of the population in America probably understand how to work their DVRs and can set up to record programming. Thus, give it to us live. Give us everything live, and we can avoid some disasters. Here's why. If you gave me the Olympics live, I could pre-record it. I could not look at my phone in the morning before I go to work or before I go and do things around town, and I could watch events I wanted to see. If I wanted to see Michael Phelps or Usain Bolt or whoever, I could tune in and see it. Now what happens? I'm sitting around doing whatever I have to do, and what happens? Bzzz, bzzz, phone buzzes. You check it because you have to keep up with social media in this day and age. You have to, see who's texting you. ESPN, Usain Bolt wins the 100 meters. Well, what good is watching it? Mike, what is up, Big Daddy? We got Mike Oxlong in the house checking in with us. What is the deal with that? I mean, when you really get down to the nitty-gritty, when you really get down to it and start thinking about it, America has the ability to watch these things on our own time. Or just give it to me on demand, for crying out loud. Give me a channel, and maybe this is on my DirecTV and I haven't found it. Give me something where I can go in there and just watch what I want to watch immediately. Don't make me wait until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Nobody cares about it at that point. If I already know about the race, I don't want to watch it. What fun is that? That takes the thrill out of the moment. That is what makes the Olympics important. If I really want to watch Usain Bolt race and he's running at 4 in the morning, well, just like with World Cup soccer or some other sport that I really don't care about a whole lot, you know what I did? I woke up and I watched it. If that means I was a little bit tired at work, big deal. But don't tweet to me results of things that haven't been put on my television yet for me to watch. I have to look at my phone. I can't not look at my phone. Prime example of how Americans have adjusted to this fact is that if we are at an event, let's say, no, it is not a Kajana Carter jersey. Superman. I don't see Kajana Carter behind me. Kajana Carter. When he played for the Bengals? Did he play for the Bengals? Yeah, no. I remember, yeah, Kajana Carter. Old school Penn State reference right there. Bengals. Yeah, no, this is Clemson stuff all over, brother. I could see the mistake, though. Anyway, and Mike, thanks for being here, man. We're going everywhere you want to go. We give about 45 minutes of goodness. As you can see, Mike, by looking around the place, it's crickets. And the reason that it's crickets here, Mike, is because this show is not our main show. We do a sports talk show that brings everybody in. I mean, I'd really like to get people in here, but I have a feeling that people think
You got a very warped sense of humor.
just a slightly warped sense of humor here on the program. Not too bad. I mean, it's not like you come in here and have a guy that's a blithering idiot who is cursing the whole time and making you have to tell them,
Watch your language in front of the lady, punk!
I don't do that. I'm not that rude guy. You can find them on here, I'm sure. But we're trying to get to the top, and we want the No Name Show to be a fun show, an interactive show, a show where people like Mike can come in and ask questions and give their opinions. But we do one thing a little bit differently than most here on this entire platform. We have a little bit more of an organized show, and we do it a little bit differently. And that's just, we can take phone calls, phone lines. Let's check them. Phone lines are down right now, which is a little bit odd. Let me double check that. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a little reset on the phone line. So you know what I better do? Because I like taking phone calls. I'd hate for somebody to try to call. We are officially based out of the planet Earth. No, just kidding, man. We are East Coast based. Yeah, exactly. Broadcasting to you from the planet Earth. It's the No Name Show with your host, Lawton Swan. No, we are, I guess, broadcast out of the South. I like to, it's funny. I like to keep a little bit of, anonymity to myself to some degree. For a guy who's out there, I like to keep a little bit of privacy. But yeah, that's the deep South. No, out of South Carolina. The state that led was the first to leave the Union, in fact. The first state in the United States to say, we don't want to be a part of the United States. Yep, that was us. Way to go. And every time something goes wrong in this state, no, it's South Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina. The other thing is, though, about it, see, there's a buzz. Somebody probably won some event. I'm not even going to look at my phone. Well, not this one. This is the No Name Show. I do have a Clemson show, though, that is a sports talk show, Mike. And we do some Southern sports football as well. But for some reason, the phone lines are down, and the only way I can really get in there. So you know what? Instead of getting in there and restarting them, let me see. Check line 2. Okay, line 2 is up. Line 1? Nothing. So we got an issue with line 1, obviously, but don't bother with the phone lines today. We'll get everything reset and hopefully get that punched in before next week's program. Don't know what's going on with that. No problem. You won't drive me off topic, my man. This program was it kind of started a little bit off topic. I'll be honest with you.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, as always, this stuff in lieu of actual entertainment.
So the Olympic coverage has been ruined by social media. You can't get on Facebook. You can't get on Twitter. You can't check your phones. And that's a real problem for me. Because I'm the kind of person who feels like, look, I want to watch it when I want to watch it, and I want to see what I want to see when I want to see it. Don't go ahead and give me the spoiler. So if you're at a wedding, if you actually have a friend who has the audacity to get married during football season, which is a big problem, especially in the South. This would be like for some of you northern NFL freakazoids. This would be like somebody being married on a Sunday. Mike says divorce her. Mike is probably right.
That's the smartest thing I've ever heard anyone say about anything.
If you get married in the South on a Saturday, it's like getting married in the North on a Sunday. That is the biggest day of the week during college football season. So if you do happen to maybe be fortunate enough that your favorite team has a road game, you could actually go to the wedding, hopefully get to the reception, and if you're lucky, if the wedding's early enough, maybe you've got a night game and you can leave the reception and get home and watch the game. Well, let's just assume that the game is an 8 o'clock kickoff and you soiree? I think it's a fancy word for walk out of the reception to your car and you're driving home. And you're going to be a little bit late. You know, it's going to be 8:35, 8:40 before you get home. Well, if you set the DVR, all you really have to do is turn your radio completely off in the car. Don't check your phone for any information, any spoilers. You drive into your house. Get your wife to go in and cut your TV on. I do this all the time. This is standard operating procedure for any 2012 husband. You know, any man who's a sports nut and is married, this is standard operating procedures. This should be in the handbook. Your wife goes in, you stay in the car, you're all clear. You encourage her to stay all clear too because you don't want her to give you the telltale signs, right? Yeah, nobody's getting married in Birmingham, Alabama the day of the Iron Bowl. And for those people who don't know what the Iron Bowl is, Alabama, Auburn. Probably the most heated rivalry of all. Not the longest running, but one of the more heated. Some rivalries are so heated, in fact, in college sports, that because in the old days, you know, we look at what's happened in Colorado with the shooting and how terrible that is and what's going on in Wisconsin just today with the shootings there. Did I just give y'all a today? Today.
Yeah, that's a ticket.
Today. What's going on there? We look at that and we go, oh, man. You know, people are wackadoo. People are nuts out there. And they are. Look, let's admit that. They are. But these college football rivalries, some of these rivalries stop playing for 5, 10 years at times because someone got killed over a college football game. Not 3 years ago. 80, 90 years ago. You know, killing people over a sporting event is not a new idea. Although we do look at what happens sometimes over in Europe with the soccer matches and sometimes happens down in South America with soccer. Soccer is just that outside of the running with the bulls, that probably turns out to be the most dangerous sport anybody plays for the fans, for the spectators. You know. Anyway. The key is your wife pauses the game right at the beginning. But to you, when you get out of your car and you go into the house, you know what? That game is live, brother. It is live. And the goodness is you don't have to listen to Pringles and Lay's commercials or beer commercials or Walmart commercials. What can you do? And Pringles, Lay's, any beer, and Walmart, you can send your checks right here to us, El Swan Media. We'll take all that for that plug. It's live, and you can fast forward the commercials and live on the edge. Now, let me tell you, the studio is a great studio that we're working in. It's fantastic. I wish I could show it to you. We normally run multiple camera angles, but we are not running multiple camera angles tonight. And once again, you know, we do archive these programs, so I do want to let you know that. Now, we've got a text question coming in. We're going to check it out. You know, got to get in there and preview these things every once in a while. Mike says, I'm a horrible football fan because I just found out there was a game today. The Hall of Fame game. Mike, and there you go. You're not a horrible fan. You're not a horrible football fan, Mike. Don't take it personally, brother. The reason you didn't know about it is because the Olympics are everywhere. Nobody knew about it. And the Olympics are on so much. They are on so much that you probably don't even bother going to ESPN to see anything. You, like me, may have even forgotten the baseball season. I hate baseball, but I really don't feel like it's baseball season right now. Haven't thought about one highlight. Haven't gotten one interesting update about a baseball team. Everything is about the Olympics. And that's a good thing, I think, for the Olympics. But it's NBC that has really gotten in my craw. Now, interesting story, Andy Murray winning the Olympic gold in a rematch of the Wimbledon final, like a week, 2 weeks after it went down with he and Roger Federer just a couple of weeks ago at Wimbledon. I mean, now that's pretty cool. Not just that these two guys played again, but that it was at Wimbledon again. And this time Andy Murray, the Englishman, wins it. Pretty neat there. Pretty neat operation. Mike says he strays away from ESPN. He's more of a site forum guy. Okay. Forums are good. Look, my main program, TigerNet Talk, that is from a forum called TigerNet.com. And we're live on the front page each and every Wednesday at 10 p.m. If you like sports talk, you'll love that show. You're probably looking at the numbers here and saying, how in the world can a guy have so few viewers, spectators, and participants in here if he's up there near the top? Well, because that show gets a ton of people. Mike is baffled. Are you baffled, Mike, at the few number of viewers because the show is that good? Or are you baffled because you're just saying to yourself,
Holy crap!
how can he be where he is with this few people watching? You know, this show is about you, Mike. It's not about me. This is the No Name Show, Mike. You're a no name. A KNOWNAME. Hit us up on Twitter. We're going to our first break. I got to have a little break. I'm tired of one thing, though, with the Olympics. I mean, I am legitimately sick and tired of one specific thing. Nope, make that one specific person. I'll tell you who that is on the other side of this break. Stay with us. We've got a little bit more here in the program to get to. We'll be right back with the No Name Show.
Like a candy ball and chain. It wasn't nothing she ever thought about. Didn't know it was gone the day she moved out. In my head, if I pointed it just right.
Hate the thought of shopping? All that hassle and can't find what you're looking for anyway? We understand. Retail stores make it difficult. Instead, try www.edistooutdoors.com. Edisto Outdoors features performance apparel and gear engineered for performance, comfort, and style. EdistoOutdoors.com. You'll enjoy the shopping and you'll enjoy the products. Great products from people who care.
We're all misunderstood. And we're all no-names. That's how we roll here on the No Name Show. The No Name Show, a show that was conceived out of boredom. In 2005, and I've told this story here before. In 2005, I moved away from Clemson, South Carolina, where I'd gone to college. And I was entrenched in grad school and surrounded by sports talk from the most hated rival that Clemson Tigers have, the South Carolina Gamecocks. There's your rivalry here in the state. And this is not about those two programs, but that's how this show came about, because I kind of got a little tired of always talking Clemson and always talking sports. I said, you know what, there's a lot more going on in the world. You know, I need to tell people about Kim and Kanye. I need to let people know what's going on. You know, I need to update people on the Olympics. I want to do something a little bit different. And so that's how this show came about. Mike's firing away again. I possibly am lacking viewers because of Breaking Bad. And what's funny about Breaking Bad is much like Prison Break, which for a moment I will tell you I am 2 episodes away from the end, and I thought I was at the end about 4 episodes ago. Just a little heads up if you ever watched that on Netflix. But I'm pretty sure Breaking Bad is on Netflix. Haven't watched it yet. Probably will, because every time I turn around, much like the Olympics, people are telling me about Breaking Bad on my Facebook. You know, people are in love with this program. I don't know if it's bad, if it's good. Should I be indifferent? You know, I didn't jump on the 24 bandwagon for a long time. Then I couldn't jump off it. Man, I was just, I mean, literally, I was wrapped up in 24 to the point where I don't know if I started watching it until they were all out on DVD, or, you know, where I could just instantly get that, just, you know, run through an entire disc in a matter of hours, commercial free, non interrupted. Breaking Bad, from everything that people say about it, seems like it's going to be an unbelievable show.
Well, that's the dumbest thing I've heard of.
But I don't think that's dumb at all. I think this show has a lot of opportunity. I don't know enough about it, but from what I see, you know, Fred Sanford's always over here disagreeing with me about it, telling me every week, every single week, Fred, you say something about, one, the dumbest thing you've ever heard of, and then the other times you tell me how smart I am. You know, so just...
Will you hush?
Listen, Fred, I love Fred Sanford. That's a great show. That is an unbelievable show, and a great question for you, Mike. Season 5, Mike says it's the best show he has watched in a while. Not ours. Breaking Bad. I need to quote that on the front page. El Swan Media, the No Name Show. Mike Oxlong says it's the best show he's watched in a while. P.S. He was talking about Breaking Bad. Don't be sorry, Mike. Drive your friends. Tell them about us. Come on in. Here's what I'm tired of. Here is who I am tired of. Michael Phelps' mom. Michael Phelps' mom. You know what I mean? Are you tired of her too? She looks like Roseanne Barr crossed with what was the lady's name? I want to call her Mary Kay, but she wasn't Mary Kay. She had so much makeup, and her husband was a televangelist. Back in the 80s. Mike, you got to know this, right? Mike, do a quick Google search for me. Makeup televangelist. That'll be the woman. Please do that. But Michael Phelps' mom just drives me berserk. She looks like the Avon lady. She looks like a woman who probably makes her own earrings at Christmas time for family and friends. She just, I mean, and she gets more attention than anybody else ever in the history of the Olympics who actually wasn't Olympian, not Jan Crouch. What is that lady's name? She's got so much makeup. I'm going to get in the mix of the search. So this show is one where I feel a little rude doing something like this, but I guess that's what this show's all about. You should be able to do this on vocal, right? Makeup, lots of it, and woman and church. First thing says, that no makeup Jezebel. No. Lots of makeup lady and religion. Oh, her husband. When I was a kid, Tammy Faye Baker. Brother, let me tell you, Tammy Faye Baker. That was it. Oh, Lord. They showed some pictures of her here. Yeah, she, right here. This is, did she die? Yep, that's so sad. When? July 22nd, 2007. Tammy Faye Baker, Mike. Let me tell you, buddy. That woman knew how to wear some serious makeup. Now, maybe I'm just being rude when I say that Michael Phelps, his mom, reminds me of Tammy Faye Baker. Maybe I'm just being a little bit unfair to Michael Phelps' mom, but I'm going to let you be the judge. You guys here are the judge and jury. Not me. Not me. There we go. What do you think? Take the hair off. Oh, this way. Well, I can't do it because of the overlay. Take the hair off and pop in Michael Phelps' mom's hair. Here, let's take a look at Michael Phelps' mom. You guys just saw Tammy Faye. Michael, that's the hardest name to spell in the history of America. A-E-L or E-A-L, man. That is anybody, am I the only person? I'm sure that Mike doesn't struggle with that, considering it's his name. But Michael Phelps and mom. Facelift somebody. The first thing I see is facelift. Okay. No. Oh yeah, this is what we see. This is beautiful. This is beautiful, people. This is why I say I'm sick of it. Sick of her. If Michael wants to come on the No Name Show, bring it on, son. I'm all about having you be a part of the program. Look at that. I mean, is anybody else seeing that? Is it just me? This is what I have to witness every time America breaks a record. Every time her son breaks a record, that's what I have to look at. That, my friends, is not what you want to look at every time America's doing something great. I'm just saying. Huh. Ah, well, great. I got it that time. But you know what? Mr. Oxlong, you're doing a fantastic job. That's fine too, brother. It doesn't bother me. You are the man. Anyway, we're rolling along here. Tired of Michael Phelps' mom. Bigger question, where's his dad? Where is Michael Phelps' dad? Your son is an American hero. You know where you are? You're at home in Maryland or Virginia or West Virginia or whatever bumpkin little town you're living in with your new wife not supporting your son.
Shine, shine, shine.
He deserves better than that. And he's a guy that coming into this Olympics I wasn't exactly high on, to be honest with you. Not because he wasn't great or couldn't be great, but because I think he got a little bit full of himself. And I think it took race number 1 of the Olympics for Michael Phelps to wake up. But that face is what I have to see every time Michael Phelps wins at the Olympics. A cross between Tammy Faye Baker. Look at that jewelry. Please. Can we get a close-up of that jewelry? Somebody give us that, please. Just a little closer for us here. Would you embrace the necklace, people? Can you? Huh? How's that? How's that going for me there? Does that look pretty good? You guys like that necklace? Doesn't it look nice? Yeah. Mike says it's funny. If you type in Michael Phelps' dad in Google, the second suggestion says, where is he? Thank you. Where is his father? We talk about deadbeat dads. And maybe his dad paid all the child support and everything or whatever he needed to pay to be a part of his son's life. But if you're telling me that this guy's son has 22 Olympic medals, 18 gold, some ridiculous amount like that, and this guy won't even come out to support his son, to be there for his kid in the 3rd, 4th Olympics he's been in, there's a real problem with that. Final segment is about the Olympics. Mike's going to stick around. If you're a spectator, a participant, whatever, you want to click that follow the host button. I think it's probably that way. Right there is what you want to click, and you can take a part of the program with us. The boys from Jump Around, everybody gets down with them. We'll be back right after this.
Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin.
Hate the thought of shopping? All that hassle and can't find what you're looking for anyway? We understand. Retail stores make it difficult. Instead, try www.edistooutdoors.com. Edisto Outdoors features performance apparel and gear engineered for performance, comfort, and style. EdistoOutdoors.com. You'll enjoy the shopping and you'll enjoy the products. Great products from people who care.
Georgia, 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 Georgia.
We on the grind,
Georgia,
all the time. It ain't nothing on my mind, but
Georgia,
Ludacris, Ray Charles. Man, I tell you what, that movie Ray is fantastic. But apparently so is Breaking Bad. Yeah, I did. But I didn't say it, Mike. Trust me. It came across loud and clear, Mr. Oxlong. It didn't. It's not going to be. You go back and check the archives here. You watch the show again, buddy. You'll be good to go. All clear. All clear. I'll make sure and enunciate. You know what I'm saying? Finally, final segment here. I'd love to talk with you guys longer, but what happens? Well, we get people viewing. We get people in here participating, but few and far between. I'll go wherever you want. We can talk about whatever you want. Mike came in. I said, Mike, you grab the bull by the horns. We'll go wherever you want. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Mike said,
You can't handle the truth.
I couldn't handle it. He said, I couldn't handle it. You cannot handle the truth. So we'll keep rolling. The coaches for the Olympics basketball teams are both coaches from college. It's not like this is some breaking news. I mean, it's not like breaking news. Live from London, the coaches of the Olympic basketball teams are collegiate basketball coaches. You didn't need me to tell you that Mike Krzyzewski and Gino Auriemma are college coaches. You know that. Auriemma at Connecticut, Krzyzewski at Duke. But as I'm watching America and them getting tested by Lithuania after the way they played a couple of days ago, just blowing out, was it Nigeria? Whoever it was in the middle of the court, felt bad, like 156-12 or something ridiculous. I'm watching that and I'm thinking to myself, what is the reason that they've gone with these college coaches? And this is my honest opinion. I'd love to know what you think about it. But I think that they've gone with these college coaches, these collegiate coaches, because when you're a head coach at college, the mentality is a little bit different. In the NBA, the coach doesn't run the show. Granted, I'll give you, Phil Jackson was in charge of the Lakers. But at the end of the day, had Kobe said, we don't want Phil anymore, the Lakers wouldn't have had Phil anymore. You see it all the time in the NBA because the players make 12 times what the coaches are making in on a lot of teams. It's very rare that the coach's salary is even remotely close to anyone on the team, except for maybe, numbers 12 through 15. The top 10 guys are all making more than the coach. And if the top 3 or 4 guys don't like you, you're out of there. So let's assume for a minute that the NBA players on the Olympic team were coached by an NBA coach. Well, that could potentially create some animosity at some point down the road. Some animosity that maybe a coach doesn't want to get his hands dirty on. You want a star player to come to your team, and you're coaching him in the Olympics, but you're giving more minutes to Kobe. You're giving more minutes to Carmelo. Ooh. Maybe that guy doesn't come to you anymore. And I don't know if that carries over to the women's game, but I think because, and this is going to be the difference, and I do know the difference for me. But I think Mike Krzyzewski, a coach at the collegiate level, Mike's in charge. You don't like it, you're out of there. You're not entitled to your spot at Duke. Coach K is the end-all, be-all at Duke. And with the Olympic basketball team, he doesn't have to play favorites with anybody. He's not concerned. He's not going to the NBA to coach anybody. If Kobe Bryant's giving him junk, sit him on the bench. We'll play the next guy. And he's not a guy who's going to be afraid to push these guys and motivate them. And I think that that's part of the reason that these collegiate coaches are there. I don't know your thoughts, but that's mine. Secondly, with women's basketball, you want to know the reason that Gino Auriemma is the head coach of the women's basketball team? Because he's the best women's coach in the country. Better than any female coach. And hold on, that sounded like I was saying that because he's a male, he's better than any female coach. Better than any women's WNBA team, or whatever you want to call it, coaches, whether they're females or males. Better than any female or male coach of women's college basketball. That's so hard to say without sounding like I'm saying that Gino Auriemma is a better coach because he's a man. No, he's a better coach because he's the best coach. He would probably be a good choice for a men's basketball program at the collegiate level. Maybe Connecticut's. I think I just saw where Jim Calhoun fell off a bike and broke his hip. So, you've got this whole thing going on with the Olympics. But when it comes down to it, I think the motivation that you see from these collegiate coaches comes from the fact that they run their programs a lot more differently than you can run an NBA program. A professional basketball program can't be run that way. Just can't. Now, we are waiting for anybody in here to fire away, tell us where you want to go, what you want to do. If not, we're going to give you about a 2-minute rundown here of the ways you can participate with the program, and then we're going to punch the music. We're going to let Biggie Smalls, who is the illest, get you out of here. Because Biggie Smalls is the illest. All right, you're going to have to fill me in on this. Does Carmelo's chocolate milk commercials confirm he's succumbing to the fact that BK is taking over? Okay, I have a couple of issues here with Mike's question. First of all, Mike, is BK British Knights or Burger King? Are we talking shoes or are we talking burgers? And I haven't seen his commercials. Brooklyn Nets. Very intriguing. I have not seen these chocolate milk commercials, but I am intrigued. I will certainly take a look at them. Now that you've said that, I'm definitely going to get involved and take a look at them. Listen, people, here is, and I'm excited about the Nets, by the way. I think it's a fresh idea. He's fattening up for retirement. Got to store a little extra right here for the winter. Bear claws. Get that in there. Winter coat you need for that New York City weather. Hashtag no name. KNOWNAME, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You see it below us. Give us a call on the phone number you see there. Or if you want to hit the voicemail, 803-450-0086. 803-450-0086. Follow us on Twitter. We're at ELSWANN. Tell your friends. Sunday night, 10 p.m. Front page of Vocal. We'll be doing it. We're making our run to the top, but we can't do it without you. Very few viewers of this program, but that's okay. It's just the start. And that's Mike and everybody else who's been here in the past, Sophia, all the people who have dropped by, they'll tell you we got a very good show. We just got to get the people involved with it. Look, I can run all day. I can run my mouth. I can talk about everything that you want me to. But we come with a topic. We come with an agenda. We want you to come on board and support us. Finally, if you want to watch the archive editions of the show, youtube.com/LSWANmedia, ELSWANNMEDIA, and look for our Clemson and other sports-based programming throughout the week. Clemson's the next program will be TigerNet Talk this coming Wednesday evening at 10 p.m. right here live on Vocal and on the front page of TigerNet.com. And we've got another text question. Let's see here about the Nets. Hate to get too specific, But speaking of the Nets, what are your thoughts on Brook Lopez and his future? Here's the biggest thing for me about Brook Lopez, and I don't remember what his contract is and what all his contract entails. The bigger thing I'll say about Brook Lopez is every once in a while you have these guys that come out of college that have pretty good college careers, and you look at him and you go, that guy's game may not translate that well to the NBA. I think he'll do okay. I think I'm not going to say he's injury prone. I'm not going to go there. I think the young man has done a phenomenal job, much better than I probably gave him credit for when he got into the league. Now, that's a testament of one of two things. Either A, his work ethic, or B, the NBA just doesn't have elite big men anymore. There is only one, maybe two really elite big men. I mean, and I think that's the most fair statement that you can make about the NBA at this time. When you look at it, who are the great big men? Andrew Bynum and Dwight Howard. I mean, that's about it for elite big men. We talk about the dream team this year versus the old one. Who would win? The original dream team didn't have Akeem Olajuwon on it, but I can tell you this. The dream team that did have Akeem, when he became an American citizen and played for us, that team would have given fits to anybody from the future and on, because I just don't see that kind of skilled big man coming around again. You may not give Olajuwon the credit he needs. Go back and see the tapes. Check out what Akeem did during his career. I mean, that guy, you talk about just killing people, just obliterating them on the inside. And he had to be super cool. I mean, Yao Ming had his first name on the back of his jersey. But go back and watch the footage back in 1983, 84. Houston, not the Rockets, the Cougars. College. It didn't say Olajuwon on the back of that jersey. Captain Cool said Akeem, A-K-E-E-M, before he went to Hakeem Olajuwon. Program's over. 17 seconds left of Hypnotized by Biggie Smalls. Mike, appreciate you being here. Check out the Merch Show, people. You want to talk about that show? I was just on there the other day with Mertz. Checked in with him. Awesome stuff. We'll be back. No Name out.